Hi folks, I'm Emily Mitchell, the Council on Aging Director here in Harwich. We're excited today. We have our guest Katie McManus. She's here to talk to us about internet and cybersecurity. We're thrilled to have her. Katie, why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're here, what you're going to be talking to us about?
Cool, well, thank you for having me. Yeah, we're going to be going over internet security, how to keep your information safe, and the things that you can do to protect yourself while you're online and interacting with things online. So, yeah.
Perfect. Certainly important topics these days. So let's just jump right in. What kind of attacks might people face when using the internet?
Yeah, so the main attacks that someone can face is ransomware attacks. That includes, ransomware, malware, which are the same thing pretty much, phishing attacks, and password attacks.
Phishing, I assume that's not the kind where you go in the ocean and
No.
get a fish. What does that mean exactly?
Okay, so a phishing attack is when someone emails you or calls you and tells you that there's either something wrong with your account or asks you to log in. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to get your username, your password, maybe your social security number. So a phishing attack can actually also be over the phone. So if someone calls you and asks, hey, something is wrong with your taxes this year. I need to verify something in the system. What is your social security number? That is a phishing attack.
Okay.
What it can look like online, I think I have some examples of emails. So this is a great example of how they can fake your bank account. They can fake, bank emails that look official. So look, I mean, this is Bank of America. It has all the right logos. Online banking, exclusively for valued customer. What makes it suspicious is that at the bottom, or they're telling you that there was an invalid login attempt on your account, but it's telling you, please click here to continue the verification process and ensure your account security. So this could be a phisher who is trying to get your login information so that they can then go into your actual account and transfer funds out of your bank account.
Okay.
So the main purposes for all these things is it can be just to be disruptive and be a pain in the butt
Okay.
and create problems in the
Sure.
world. It's mostly so that they can get your money.
Okay.
So it's always driven by money.
Okay. So for emails from institutions like banks or hospitals, healthcare providers, how can people be safe?
How people can be safe is that when they get an email like that, what they want to do is instead of using any links in that email, do not click the links.
Okay.
You want to go to your hospital or your bank account's website, the official website, and you want to log in there.
Okay.
Any messaging that they have will be in those accounts. You can also call these institutions and ask them about it. Is there actually a problem with my account? Do you actually need to verify something? So on and so forth.
Okay. And that works for all different institutions?
Yes, it works for all different institutions. This is also something that you can do with your friends. If you get an email from a friend that looks suspicious, it doesn't sound like how they normally write, or maybe they don't have any writing, there's just a link, don't click the link. Call your friend and just say, hey, did you send me this link? They may say, yeah, it's a really funny cat video on YouTube, click it, you'll enjoy it. But if not, they may say, oh gosh, no, my email was hacked, don't click on it, everyone's getting it.
Okay. So the links in the emails seem to be a big thing, lead you to be suspicious. Are there other indicators, either in emails from friends or from institutions, that make an email suspicious?
Yeah, so if the email address itself doesn't match. So say on the Bank of America example, if the email, I don't think it shows it on the example, but if the email, and I'm pointing over here because there's a screen over here that we can see. If you could see where the email came from, so it should say something like, accounts@bankofamerica.com. But if it's bank@bankofamerica_US_53.com, that doesn't match. It should always match what the website is of that company.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. In terms of information hackers use, you mentioned social security and login information, seeking bank account money, essentially.
Exactly.
Is there other information that they're looking for that we should be careful about when we type in or log in to a website?
Yeah, basically you just don't follow links, don't log in through links. Be smart, don't log in, don't give your credit card account or credit card numbers, your checking account numbers, anything that they can use to charge or to get funds from you, don't give it.
Okay.
Okay.
Transitioning a little bit to social media, I know that's
Yeah.
a different world, an
Yeah.
ever-expanding world. What kind of information should you post? What's too much to post? How is that risky?
Yeah, so you'd be surprised how much information is out there on all of us. I'm sure if someone went onto my Facebook account, they'd be able to tell, they'd know who my dad is, they know who my sister is. I have a friend listed as my mom, so that would confuse them. But they would be able to see when I'm on vacation, you know, if I say I went to Mexico with friends, they'd be able to see that. So where I've actually seen this happen is I think a friend of my mom's, her mother, got a phone call from some scammers who posed as the police, said that her granddaughter was in a lot of trouble. She was on vacation somewhere. And they said that the only way that her granddaughter would get out of trouble is if money was transferred to them. And this is about $100,000 that this woman lost because of these scammers. And it was because she loves her granddaughter so much, she wanted to make sure that she was okay. However, no authority will ever call and demand money like that without letting you actually speak to your granddaughter. But these scammers were able to see that the granddaughter was on vacation, that, you know, they were able to tell a lot of personal information like her birth date, where she went to school, her job, things like that, that made it sound like they knew her and that, you know, they were holding her.
Wow, that's terrifying.
It's really terrifying. And so it's not so much, I mean, you want to be careful what you share on there as well. Don't give your home address, things like that. Don't post pictures of your credit card. I don't think anyone's that silly. But you want to make sure that your family really knows, okay, cool, this is how we deal with stuff like this. You know, maybe you have a secret word or something, you know.
If I could just, I would love to have you reiterate what you just said about how police aren't going to...
Yes, yeah. So, okay, I'm going to repeat this for everyone. If your grandchildren or your children are in trouble, the police that are arresting them, holding them, will never call and tell you that you have to pay blindly into an account without getting the chance to speak to your child or grandchild. That's not going to happen. A hospital will not do that. If there is a situation where, you know, maybe your child or grandchild is incapacitated in a hospital, they'll make sure that you have a chance to come down. They're never going to demand a payment right then and there. So do not fall for that scam. Unfortunately, a lot of people are, and it's heartbreaking.
Thank you. I think that's important for folks to hear at home, absolutely. Passwords.
Yes.
I know everyone has that book at home that, you know, this social media or email account has this password. There's so many to keep track of.
Right. Okay, so the whole password thing, so I know with my work in cybersecurity, I'm required to change my password every 90 days, and I'm not allowed to tell anyone. It has to be really complex, all this stuff. You guys don't have to be that serious, you know, unless you are managing a multinational company or something. Like if people have a reason to want to hack you, you really don't have to worry about that. What you want to worry about is just people, you know, doing a mass password attack. The most common one is going to be the alphabet attack, and this is why you want your passwords to be more than just A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want it to be some kind of word, a number, and a special character. It's okay to write them down. No security person will say that, but you know, I don't think the people of Harwich are holding any national secrets. It's okay to write them down. Keep them in a safe place. Don't leave them out. Make sure that the people who know about them are trustworthy. It might actually be a good idea if you have a loved one you're older to have everything written down, so if anything ever happens to you, they won't be locked out of all the bank accounts. They'll know how to access everything.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Say someone is subject to an attack. What should they do in that situation?
Yeah, so first off, being subject to attack, you have to know that you're subject to an attack. A couple ways are if say you had a malware attack and they got into your email and they sent a bunch of stuff out to your list. You'll know because people will call you and say, hey, I got this weird email from you. That's how you know that. If you have a phishing attack, then It's a little trickier because you don't know who has your information. A lot of companies will come out and say, hey, our accounts, like who had a recent account attack? Like one of the Experian. So they came out and told everyone that their information had been hacked. So you might be notified by a third party. One way to find out is to have your identity monitored.
Okay.
It's really easy on websites like creditkarma.com.
Okay.
I think it's really inexpensive on that website as well. I know Experian also has one. But just keep an eye on that. It'll notify you if any new accounts are ever opened. And just also keep an eye on all of your bank accounts. You know, if you see any big transfers, call your bank immediately and let them know. A lot of banks have a 30 to 90-day window where if fraud has happened, they will rectify it. Beyond that time, they won't. So if you're not checking, say it's 5 months later, and money was taken 5 months before, and you notify your bank then, oftentimes they can't do anything about it, or they won't.
Okay. I'd love to hear a little bit more about these websites that do the identity monitoring. That's something I'm less familiar with, and I imagine folks at home might be a little bit less familiar with too, but that sounds like it could be a very helpful option.
Yeah.
So how you mentioned Credit Karma and Experian. How does one go about signing up?
It's so easy. You go to creditkarma.com.
Okay.
And you basically sign up. They have a couple different accounts. You can have your credit monitored and your identity monitored. You basically just sign up for the account. I think it might be $10 a month.
Okay.
But for peace of mind, it's worth it. If you do find that you've been hacked and your identity has been stolen, or any of your information has been taken, or money has been taken, first thing you want to do is call the authorities. Call the police. They'll be able to instruct you, what is the best way to approach it. You also want to contact the credit bureaus so that it doesn't affect you.
Sure. I just would like to make a quick plug for our police, especially Amy Walensky is our Elder Affairs Liaison Officer. She can certainly help folks navigate this process. We're very lucky to have excellent police and fire and public safety folks, so don't ever hesitate to reach out to them.
Yeah.
Katie, is there anything else you'd like to share on this really important topic?
I don't know. What else didn't we cover? Let me see. No, I think we got it all. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you here today. Thank you for coming in to talk about this. I know it's an overwhelming and critically important topic, so thank you so much for being in here.
Thank you for having me. I hope it helps everyone keep their information safe.